The biggest games on the horizon are bringing breathtaking visuals, massive worlds, and unforgettable adventures. Here are the upcoming releases of 2026 and 2027 that are pushing graphics to a whole new level. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Durban Acos. We're champions!
Star Wars Galactic Racer will put players in the Galactic League, an underground racing circuit in the Outer Rim after the Empire falls. Race land speeders, speeder bikes, skim speeders, and pod racers across varied circuits while using slams, shunts, and takedowns against rivals. Pilot different repulsor craft classes with distinct physics, customize vehicles, compete in story and PvP modes, and climb league ranks.
They are not your friends.
I've seen you at Kestar's side.
Stay out of my way.
Oh, this is the dream shape!
There's a reason why they call S.T.A.L.K.E.R the champion! The golden age of the Galactic League begins now!
There's a wounded man! Nasty injuries! It's like a beast tore him apart!
A beast? Out here? Are you drunk or something? Do him up and show him out.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R is a realistic first-person action survival horror game set inside a research fort consumed by a mysterious source of evil. Fight unpredictable monsters using weapons that can be modified and upgraded while managing limited inventory and crafting items. Realistic physics affect combat and puzzles, and a detailed dismemberment system allows enemies to be damaged in graphic ways, supported by binaural audio throughout encounters.
Die, bastard. And you're tough. Surprisingly lively for someone who just came out of a coma.
If you want to survive, you gotta hustle. You fell from the moon.
I will help you, but you must not go there!
I'll take my chances. Turns out I'm a lucky man.
You'll find nothing there. But death.
Plan 8 is an open-world, third-person MMO looter-shooter set in a sci-fi, post-apocalyptic world where humanity fights robot-controlled threats. Players use advanced exosuits that provide unique abilities, custom weapons, gear modifications, and enhanced traversal. Shooting mechanics, MMO progression systems, and story content drive the action across the world, while different equipment options support varied combat approaches.
And an underlying trauma to ground the chilling horror. I had an inkling that Silent Hill Townfall could nail the series particularly.
Silent Hill Townfall puts players in the role of Simon Ordell as he returns to the fog-covered island town of Street, Amelia. Played entirely in first person, it combines stealth, melee combat, firearms, and narrative puzzles using the CRTV, a portable television that reveals clues through unstable signals. Player actions influence multiple endings while limited weapons and tools shape survival.
But I came away eager for whatever comes after the end of my preview demo. Silent Hill Townfall is developed by Screenburn, which was previously known as No Code, the crew that made the space thriller Observation, and it has a direct lineage with Alien Isolation. Director John McKellen worked on it and directed its DLC, and it's a pretty clear inspiration for Townfall in terms of it being first person, and the way it builds tension through feeling vulnerable as the player, having to rely on stealth before using combat as a last-ditch effort. This is also a Silent Hill that's representative of the studio itself. Townfall takes place in the 1990s in a fictional setting called St. Amelia and closely reflects seaside towns of Scotland, where the team is from. While these ports tend to be quite foggy to begin with, its density is intensified as you uncover how a close-knit community fell apart from what seems to be a disease and mutation that ravaged its people and turned them into monstrous mutants. Playing as Simon Ordell, you're a fish out of water as an American mysteriously washed ashore in a Scottish town. He's got an IV hooked up to his hand, and he's searching for a nurse named Zoe Ellis who lives in St. Amelia. She reaches out to him through a radio device he relies on called the CRTV, guiding him through vague, desperate voice lines. And when you get to her house, you see a portrait of Simon in her upstairs hallway. Something weird is going on here. When I asked McKellen about this dynamic of having an American lead character, he said there's a good reason for it. While he couldn't give away more because of spoilers, he said it'll help players connect to him, being an outsider exploring a foreign town to unravel a mystery that Simon is just as much in the dark about.
Simon?
The CRTV is the main crux of Townfall's gameplay. Every Silent Hill uses a radio as a key item, and Townfall follows suit, but there are key differences here that bring you closer to the world itself. Because it has a screen, it's your visual guide for where to go and what to do. You can pull it up at any time, and after tuning it for your next objective, the CRTV screen shows short, disconnected clips of buildings or alleyways you should see on your path to progress. This pushed me to really pay attention to the environment in a way having objective markers or a minimap could never really do. Simon has a physical map of the town you can pull out as well, which he'll automatically mark up based on story progress and clues you uncover in lieu of having a traditional quest log. I already felt like I had a deeper connection with the cobblestone streets and narrow alleys of St. Amelia just from the demo. My favorite thing about the CRTV, however, is the way it's used to solve puzzles. I remember the pharmacy section so distinctly because it felt like a riddle and scavenger hunt that you're eager to solve because you think you already know how to get to the solution. I had to devise the 4-number combination to open a lock for a key item. Seems like pretty standard stuff, right? After having to color tune the CRTV, it kept showing me a series of seemingly unrelated close-ups of objects within the pharmacy. Each clip and object represented a number for the lock, and upon closer inspection, without explanation or handholding, I was able to determine what these clues were communicating. It's that level of trust Townfall has that you can figure out what it's trying to tell you. There's one in an earlier section that's like an escape room that tees up this idea, where you have to look at photos on the wall, journal entries, and markings on a calendar to unlock the door and get out. This particular style of puzzle design lends itself extremely well to the first-person perspective because it's able to let those subtleties in the environment be part of the solution. Something McKellen also emphasized in our conversation is that puzzles themselves are designed to be part of the story too, where the clues and solutions tell you about the characters or what happened in the town to help you develop an understanding without having to say things out loud. Now, Townfall wouldn't be much of a horror game if the lingering dread wasn't backed by a creeping threat. In this early chapter, I only had 2x4 wooden planks and a super loud revolver with limited ammo to defend myself from the mutated monsters sprinkled throughout the streets. So stealth is kind of the main weapon here, and that's where the CRTV comes in again. Enemies show up as radio signals, and you have to manually tune it to mark them on the CRTV, which lets you see them on the screen and through walls when pointing it in their direction. Once they're marked, you can cycle through them quickly without having to manually tune it again, but keeping track of which enemy was which on the frequency bar became a bit of a pain when 4 or 5 of them were within range. However, I found this to be a sensible way to even the playing field with stealth, letting me monitor patrol patterns from safety before making a dash for it. If you think this makes things sound too easy, well, it doesn't. Instead, it eases the sort of trial and error nature of stealth-focused games while still challenging you. You can take calculated risks or plan a course of action without having to bang your head against the wall over and over again. It's all the more important because combat isn't exactly Townfall's strength. Not that I expected it to be, but it's a last resort for a reason. You have a basic attack and block with melee weapons, which aren't quite as responsive as I'd hoped, and enemy attacks are a little tough to read. First-person melee combat is hard to get right, and the revolver Simon finds early on only has so many rounds, and it's loud as hell, alerting everything in range. But as long as Townfall keeps the balance I saw in the demo, I don't think it'll be a problem. There are several closets and sheds throughout town you can run and hide in as well, so getting caught and chased doesn't always have to result in combat. This isn't meant to be Resident Evil after all, and thanks to Simon just being a regular guy who has no idea what's going on, it makes sense in the grand scheme. The aforementioned pharmacy section is connected to a series of puzzles scattered around town that'll have you pulling up your map pretty frequently to make sure you're making the correct turns at every street. As inconvenient as it is, I enjoy the fact that something like finding a house whose address you got from a note is part of what you do here. It may get confusing on where to go exactly, and if it leads to mistakenly backtracking, the pacing can drag, making it all the more important to pay attention to what Simon marks on the map. Later in the demo, when the sky inexplicably turns a deep red and the mutated beings come out in droves, navigating the town's backyards and apartment complex to make it to the hospital is more of a zombie-riddled maze. Bobbing and weaving between monsters, creating distractions, or trying to land desperate shots become more of the emphasis. It's not necessarily my favorite part of Townfall, but it balances out the more unnerving quietness that preceded it. It's intense, and it can be exhausting, but the good kind. Any horror game worth its salt is going to drain you, and I came away from Townfall with that feeling. But it's that broader message tucked underneath the horrors that I'm looking forward to most. The story opening with abandoned protest signs calling out an organization called the CEG makes it pretty clear that this small town was overrun by corporate interests, and it led to something catastrophic that mutated its people. I explored more about the character Zoe Ellis in this demo though, her mental breakdown, how she feels about letting down her colleagues at the hospital and clinic, and her regrets of not being able to save her people. All that is apparent in the emails, notes, and letters left behind that tell you about her relationships to the townsfolk, and it's shown in the main puzzle solution in the section I played, which centered around her perceived failures. These kinds of motifs have been what made Silent Hill strong in the past, and I'm quite fond of the direction the series has been going recently, leaning into the idea of being an anthology series where different parts of the world get to tell their kinds of stories wrapped in a consistent theme and style of horror. The Silent Hill 2 remake definitely modernized a classic about a man's mental illness and how that has destroyed everything around him, and most recently, Silent Hill F explored the struggles of womanhood in Japan in the 1960s. So there's certainly more to unravel with Townfall, including how Simon relates to everything in the story, and I can't wait to see how it all comes together and fits into the rest of the series. The terrifying contrast between the bloodstained and rusted corridors of a hospital and the deeply unsettling fog of the original Silent Hill on PS1, those are images that still stick with me to this day. It's probably the most horrifying experience I've ever had in a game, and well, I was a kid at the time, but it paved the way for what I actually find scary. It's that confluence of psychological and analog horror that evokes things like Number Stations or the video series Local 58, and I'm picking up bits of that from Townfall. Few games deliver that foreboding, lingering dread quite like a good Silent Hill, and it seems Screenburn has understood the assignment. We'll be able to find out the truth about St. Amelia, if we can survive it, when Silent Hill Townfall launches on September 24th for PlayStation 5 and PC. And for more on upcoming survival horror games, check out my initial impressions of both Hellraiser Revival and Resident Evil Veronica, and for everything else in the world of games, stick with it.
Resident Evil Veronica is a remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica that updates the original with modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and detailed graphics. Players control Claire Redfield after she is captured and taken to Rockfort Island, where another biological disaster has turned the area into a survival horror setting. Escape the island while facing infected threats and searching for Chris Redfield.
Oui? Qui est-ce? So, you're the American who called earlier. The sister of the man on the 3rd floor. Ah, welcome to Paris. It's so nice to meet you. Brr, it's freezing. Come in. Come in. We don't want you to catch a cold. I hate to say it, but your brother is, well, quite odd. In we go. Oh là là. Mais quelle pagaille! He's made such a mess again. Think, I just cleaned it up a week ago. It's like a boulder rolled through here. Huh? Ah, the delightful biscuit. I'm sure he won't notice if we help ourselves. Oh, I'm so sorry. It must be the maintenance man from this morning. Won't be long. I'll bring some nice coffee to go with the biscuit.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube.
The Cube is a multiplayer online RPG shooter set inside a massive floating structure in the Atomic Heart universe. The environment rotates and flips during gameplay, changing biomes, layouts, and combat scenarios. Players use extraction-style survival mechanics, ability-based close combat, looting, and character progression while searching for a hidden, reality-altering equation that could save humanity from extinction.
How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear but revealed itself? What if it was always there and we've only just started to see it?
Phantom Blade Zero puts players in the role of Soul, a warrior with 66 days left to live after being framed for his master's death. Combat uses more than 30 weapons and over 20 phantom edges that can be combined with signature techniques earned from defeated enemies. The story unfolds through conspiracies, shifting realities, and martial arts battles inspired by Hong Kong action cinema.
Guided by calamity, one man sought dominion through...
Final Fantasy VII Revelation concludes the remake project as Cloud and his companions face Sephiroth in the final battle. Players travel across a vast world using the High Wind airship, skydive into different locations, and fight with a full party including Cid and Vincent. Real-time action combines with command-based combat, while weapons, materia, skills, armor, and fits expand character customization.
Who fight.
Long story short, the world's in trouble. Has been for a while.
So what are we waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime. You're mine. I'll make this quick. Good night.
The sky's the limit!
I can do this. I'll make you proud.
Just ain't your day.
Oh my, is that a weapon I see?
Far as I can tell, these things don't distinguish between friend and foe.
Save the planet by killing her protectors. Let us put your faith to the test, Cloud.
Mankind measured time by seasons, not sirens. For a moment, the future...
Gundam Rogue Orbit is a high-mobility action game set in a new Gundam universe where players pilot Gundam Helix alongside a crew confronting an unknown threat. Combat centers on fast melee battles that reward skill, mastery, and quick reactions. The story unfolds through cinematic missions while players control their Gundam in intense encounters designed around close-range action and mobility.
Every breath taken is inside an armored shell. You're our last hope. The darkness coming for us. It remembers one man. The pilot. Find me.
Senua is an action-adventure game that continues Senua's story after Hellblade 2 as she becomes trapped in a surreal vision of purgatory while trying to reach the afterlife. Gameplay centers on myth, survival, and psychosis, supported by binaural audio that surrounds players with voices reflecting Senua's mental state. Distorted perceptions and psychological challenges shape progression as the story unfolds.
And some binds cannot be broken.
of Port Desire, we knew that our best starting point would be building a game around the core feature set of Unreal 5.
No Law is a first-person cyber-noir action RPG where players control Gray Harker, an ex-military veteran drawn back into conflict in the city of Port Desire. Missions support stealth or direct firefights, with military upgrades, sci-fi devices, and vertical movement offering different approaches. Player actions lead to alternate paths and outcomes while navigating a city where consequences shape the story.
We didn't want the largest world, but the densest. A city that feels lived in at every scale, where every corner carries history and every surface tells a story. Port Desire is shaped by human clutter, cramped market alleys, layered graffiti, worn stickers on electrical boxes, spaces that feel touched and retouched by the people that live there. Our goal was to tell a story with every frame, from a messy apartment where characters go about their lives to the skyline of the city. As a relatively small team, that ambition came with real challenges. We wanted extreme detail everywhere, but we also needed stability and performance without hand optimizing each location. For us, the answer wasn't a single system, but a shift in how we built the world. We prioritized density over scale, and we built a pipeline that let artists handcraft spaces without constantly stripping detail back and without relying on procedural generation. Nanite is what made that approach viable. It lets us keep a high level of detail across surfaces without treating every asset as a trade-off between fidelity and performance. Our custom implementation of FastGeo in combination with the world partition system enables a seamless experience that never breaks. It allows us to have details in every nook and cranny and tell a million small stories. In fact, we have more objects in any given frame than the entirety of the Ascent. With this workflow, we can preserve detail and density in every corner, from the smallest bolt on a freighter to the city as a whole, with no invisible walls and no loading. We built tools inside Unreal to help our artists handcraft the entire city, alley by alley, building by building, block by block. To show Port Desire's full range as an urban city overrun with vegetation, we needed dynamic lighting. From the cozy, lush midday sun to the darkest, the most dangerous alleys where even the bright neon light does not reach. The challenge was maintaining a fully dynamic day, night, and weather system without unpredictable frame times. Lumen gives the foundation for fully dynamic lighting, and mega lights that our artists focus on the believability of the space instead of tuning every single light source. Every believable space needs dozens or hundreds of individual light sources. From the smallest blinking electronic warning light on a camera to the large neon signs above a marketplace. Mega lights allow us to retain the visual fidelity bar we're aiming for while keeping performance considerations low. Once everything is dynamic, it starts to affect the gameplay in more direct ways. Players can shoot out a street lamp, flood a space with a flashlight, or they can leave an area in darkness and have the AI NPCs react to light and shadow, shying away from glare, searching through darkness, or escalating when something feels off.
Let's see who's got the bigger gun, motherfucker!
To make the city feel alive, we leaned on the mass framework to drive our crowds. NPC density and types shift based on time of day, region, and weather. In the slums, a storm clears the streets, but in the more sinful parts of Port Desire, even heavy rain won't slow things down. Mass lets us simulate thousands of characters at once, over 3,000 at any given time, which is also more than the entirety of the Ascent. So the city always feels active, no matter where you are. We're also using MetaHuman, paired with our own character randomization system. Together with MetaHuman Animator, we can generate and bring to life thousands and thousands of variations of characters, so that the main characters and the extras in the background are all unique. We wanted a world that reacted systemically to the player, without us having to hand place effects and destruction. Filling a world of this density and scale with contextual effects while maintaining performance and interactivity was one of our key challenges. By combining PCG and Niagara data channels, environmental effects are procedurally populated where appropriate. Wherever artists place trash or leaves, particles will spawn dynamically based on wind, weather, and player actions. Shoot a bullet or throw a grenade, and particles will move out of the way. We combined chaos physics and their own GPU-driven solution to support tens of thousands of moving objects simultaneously. The result is a reactive environment where smoke lingers, embers drift, and broken glass stays where it fell. Creating NOLA has been the process of finding where the engine ends and our custom tools begin. Achieving this level of density, light and complexity, and systemic reactivity was previously impossible for a studio of our size. By leveraging UE5's latest tech to bypass traditional development bottlenecks, we have finally been able to build the uncompromised version of the world we wanted to create for years.
Untitled John Wick game is a third-person single-player action brawler set years before John Wick's impossible task. Players fight through an original story that expands the High Table and its assassin network while meeting familiar and new characters. Combat combines close-quarters martial arts with gunplay, supported by cinematic action, driving sequences, and environments inspired by the film series.
He must be versatile, capable, adaptable. He must be grounded, stable, constant. I believe you are ready, sir.
Yeah.
They're combing the streets.
Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra takes players to World War II as Captain America and Azuri, the Black Panther of the 1940s, unite against Hydra despite their differences. The campaign also features Gabriel Jones and Wakandan spy Nanali as playable characters. Missions unfold across occupied Paris and Wakanda, while the story centers on stopping Hydra's growing threat through their uneasy alliance.
By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, stand beside me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
So, what was your favorite from today?
The Lost Wild puts players in the role of Saskia, who wakes up on a mysterious island filled with prehistoric creatures. Survival depends on avoiding intelligent dinosaurs by hiding, creating distractions, using non-lethal tools, and taking advantage of the environment. Scavenged items provide more options during encounters as players search abandoned facilities and uncover the island's mysteries while staying one step ahead of predators.
There's always a choice.
They call him.
Metro 2039 takes players into post-apocalyptic Moscow, where Hunter's regime controls the Metro through propaganda and fear while preparing for a new war. Players also follow the Stranger, whose past forces him back into the ruined city. Combat, stealth, survival, and searching abandoned locations shape progression as the story unfolds beneath and beyond the Metro tunnels.
But where are the Spartans now? To protect the Metro from you. You promised a brighter future for our people. Now, the Norai spreads tyranny in your name. You swore to crush the enemy, to face them head on, and guide the Metro to the light. But darkness consumes you. Spreads like a plague. Eats you from within. Every step and every move drowns you deeper in lies. Your lies, and now, Hunter, that legendary Spartan is gone. Turn to ash. I won't stop until the Führer burns with him.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 takes players across a global conflict after North Korea launches an invasion of South Korea. The campaign alternates between South Korean soldiers and Captain Price, with missions spanning Korea, New York, Paris, and Mumbai. Multiplayer emphasizes precise combat and fluid movement, while DMZ centers on extraction missions where objectives, secured gear, and escape decisions shape each operation. Forest 3 moves the series to an alien planet after a spaceship is pulled through a wormhole and crashes on a hostile extraterrestrial world. Players gather resources, manage survival systems, craft equipment from salvaged wreckage, and defend against strange mutated creatures. The story also builds on the interdimensional elements, ancient alien technology, and mysterious artifacts introduced in the previous entries.
People are endlessly disappointing. Degrading.
Crossfire follows Layla and Cross, two opposing operators forced into a temporary alliance against a threat neither can face alone. Players use an adaptive cover system to move between positions, flank enemies, and use the terrain during tactical firefights. Set across the Atlas Mountains, progression combines traversal, stealth, and lethal combat where careful positioning and survival decisions remain essential.
So that's what I say when I look at someone like you. Bully.
See, that's where we're different. I genuinely like most people.
Oh, well then you're truly a sick fuck.
We need to move. They'll be coming for you.
Coming for us. You're not one of them anymore.
Yeah, well, that's temporary. Just like you and me.
You guys don't understand the real threat. Not like we do.
If I gotta work with my enemy to survive, so be it. For now.
Either we fight those things together, or die alone.
I have the phone. No. Do not touch him.
We fight together, or die alone.
You certainly have reasons to hate me. My son.
The Blood of Dawnwalker puts players in the role of Cohen, who lives as a human by day and a vampire by night while trying to save his family. Day and night unlock different abilities and approaches, with actions advancing time and changing the world. Players can fight with swords and magic, or use vampire powers while deciding how the story unfolds through their choices.
For my own family.
Determination is not enough to cheat your fate, Dawnwalker.
How many innocents did you drain dry? Maybe we aren't so different after all.
Can anyone hear me? This is Dr. Maya Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nublar. The actual journey.
Jurassic Park Survival returns players to Isla Nublar the day after the 1993 film as InGen scientist Dr. Maya Joshi. Players evade adaptive dinosaurs using stealth, distractions, and available resources while searching the island. Familiar locations including the Visitor Center and park gates connect encounters with reactive wildlife and other threats across the park. Surviving depends on careful decisions throughout.
Ways, she's incredibly passionate.
Do I remember the moment my powers came in?
Fable begins in Albion, where you create a hero whose reputation changes through every decision. Melee, ranged, and magical combat can be combined against bandits, beasts, hobs, Wolverines, and trolls. Outside combat, you can own property, work as a blacksmith, build relationships, raise a family, and shape how Albion responds to your actions over time.
I lost her grip. But she stayed away. Does stick in the memory a bit, yeah. I know why you're here. You want to talk about them. They're not real heroes.
You ever seen a legend in the flesh?
All that power, how do they use it? Killing mindless beasts. Fighting petty villains. None of that matters.
Look what the guild shut out.
A real hero knows how to wield power. They don't waste time on trivialities.
You're back, and dressed like a twat.
Got more important things to worry about than vegetables.
A hero knows how to live with their choices.
Oi! What the fuck was that?
Well, I was just
sent my brother into the infinite fucking abyss without even asking permission.
Remorse? Remorse is for the guilty. Look, I will tell you what I told them. Albion is broken, and I'm going to mend it. Albion doesn't need heroes. It needs a hero.
You're a monster.
And that hero is me.
Akashima Island, haunted by dark stories. Our goal, confront the evil.
Until Dawn, 2 follows the crew of the paranormal channel Dead True as a deserted tropical island turns their staged investigations into a fight for survival. The butterfly effect system changes the story through player decisions, allowing every main character to live or die. Relationships, trust, and conflicts within the group influence branching paths as ancient horrors emerge across the island.
Rotated on that one.
A for effort, dude.
Who's the buff idiot?
Does no one know this guy?
This is how villains are made.
Oh, you two haven't met yet, right?
Sebastian, I'll be looking out for you.
Roland, whenever you're ready.
This facility has been shut down for decades. Uninvestigated, untold, until now.
This is how villains are made.
Did you hear that?
Nate, are you out there? We gotta go. Right!
Have a bad feeling.
Let's get rid of it.
Grip it tight.
Go! He's coming! Through there!
Take a deep breath.
Fuck! Which way?
Steady the mind.
We're gonna have to jump!
There's rocks down there!
Got another fighter last night.
Yeah, but catch this. The guy wasn't even in the tournament.
Virtua Fighter Crossroads unfolds in the island city of Villa Sapara, where 4 protagonists become tied to the mystery of the Bakanawa killer. Victories, defeats, and dialogue choices shape alliances and character outcomes throughout the story. Classic 3-button combat built around punch, kick, and guard is joined by an explorable city featuring side quests, varied encounters, and traditional head-to-head versus modes.
Tear it open.
Last Sentinel places Hiromi Shota in a reconstructed future Tokyo, where robotic forces, criminal groups, and police factions compete for control. Players navigate a sprawling cyberpunk city of towering architecture and advanced technology while confronting threats across the open world. Moral ambiguity shapes the story, with Hiromi facing difficult situations that avoid clear heroes or villains throughout her mission.
I'm scared, Mommy. Please.
Hush now. It's going to be okay. The demon is here. It's the demon.
Follow me.
Attack on Titan 3 covers the complete story of the series while adding new battles against the 9 Titans and rebuilt scenes from earlier titles. Refined omnidirectional mobility gear allows faster movement and more responsive combat as Titans react with less predictable behavior. Special exterior missions place you in command of a squad, where advance or retreat decisions determine each mission's outcome.
鳥かごの中に囚われていた屈辱を。
ここにいると思ったよ。ん？表情が硬いな。そんな顔で新兵の前に出るつもり？
進軍経路の構築、いわば調査兵団の石膏役だ。やってくれるな。
成長した君ならきっと務まるはずだ。力を貸してくれ。
この辺りガキの頃によく足を伸ばしてました。くそ。
てめえの事情が効いている。だがそいつに付き合わされて死ぬ奴がいたらどう浴びる？
この先も共に頑張っていこう。人類勝利につながる作戦を練るんだ。
ちょうど話したいことがあって。まあいろんなやつがいますよね。だけど俺にとっては大切な仲間です。みんな。なあ、ずっとこんな日が続けばいい。
パラディ島勢力へ宣戦布告を。
私たちの力で人権を勝ち取るしかないの。
地ならしまで追い詰めたのはお前らだろうが。
大勢の仲間を殺してまで進んだそのけじめをつける。あとは託したよ。みんなで一緒にたどり着くんだ。結末まで。
心臓を捧げよ
う。僕らはずっと一緒だ。もうこれ以上遠くは行かないでよ。
エレン、私はあなたの罪を一緒に背負いたい。
全ては俺が望んだこと。全てはこの先にある。
Did you know that?
Neo Berlin, 2087 places. Detective Nolan at the center of a conspiracy after the police chief's daughter becomes key to a murder investigation in a divided cyberpunk city. Reconstruct victims' memories, gather clues, and switch between first and third-person perspectives for stealth or direct combat. Conversations, skills, weapons, and player decisions influence investigations and how the story unfolds through each encounter.
This is a simulation. The pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Marvel's Wolverine begins 3 years after Logan leaves Team X as Bolivar Trask starts kidnapping mutants. Logan travels through Canada, Japan, and Madripoor while confronting familiar enemies and allies. Combat revolves around his adamantium claws, with the rage meter unlocking stronger attacks and finishers. Regional levels support stealth or direct combat, allowing different ways to approach each mission.
Trask!
Inside, now!
I thought you were back. We were back.
We're gonna build a future for mutants. That is why you belong here.
Tear the beast. The hunt is ready.
Most people I see clearly, but you.
Just give in!
Remember who you are!
HAEX drops you into a subarctic wilderness after a science expedition disappears while investigating a mysterious anomaly. Alone, or with up to 3 friends, you'll push back the spreading mist, reshape the environment by planting alien seeds, and uncover what happened. Survival depends on managing the cold, crafting better gear, upgrading a powerful extraterrestrial cube, and adapting your weapons and abilities to increasingly dangerous threats. Kingdom Hearts 4 begins the Lost Master story arc as Sora awakens in Quadratum, a realistic city where his own reality is seen as fiction. While he searches for a way home, Donald, Goofy, Riku, and Kairi work to find him as mysterious new allies and enemies emerge. Fast-paced combat, towering Heartless, and new abilities point toward a larger adventure that expands the series in surprising ways.
your little freaking robo-zoo and let me do my thing.
Artificial Detective puts you in control of AD-2846, a robot detective with fractured memories investigating why humanity disappeared from a city overrun by rogue machines. Alongside a military robo-dog and a human girl raised by robots, you'll investigate clues, hack systems, and tackle encounters in different ways. As the mystery unfolds, stronger teamwork, upgraded abilities, and new discoveries reveal the truth hidden beneath the city's mechanical chaos.
No touching. You got your toy? These are my toys. I'm a detective, not a babysitter, all right? What the f...
Star Wars Eclipse takes you to the High Republic era, where growing unrest threatens the fragile peace of the Outer Rim. You'll guide multiple playable characters whose choices shape the story and determine how key events unfold. New planets, unfamiliar species, and political conflicts stand at the center of the adventure, with every major decision influencing relationships, alliances, and the direction of the narrative as the fate of the region hangs in the balance. Cost of Hope opens a massive new expedition into the zone, where the fragile peace between duty and freedom has collapsed. Explore the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, battle new mutants and deadly anomalies, and uncover stories that test every decision you make. New weapons, equipment, and unexplored areas expand the adventure, while your choices shape both the fate of the zone and how this new chapter unfolds.
These miracles of the zone always come with a catch.
There's no other way to change things, Skiff.
Mafka helped me see that a poison can be a cure.
She's looking for something, just like you. She can't find it, but there will be a story.
I always remember who my real enemy is.
Zulu has a beast inside him, but he also has a leash he keeps that beast on.
I thought it would be my last day in the zone.
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened across the sky. Heroes fought and died.
Arc 2 throws you into a dangerous primal world where dinosaurs, humans, and powerful forces are locked in a struggle for survival. Fight alongside legendary hero Santiago as you uncover the world's secrets, tame massive creatures, and craft equipment to stay alive. Expanded traversal, skill-based combat, deeper crafting, and dynamic wildlife promise a larger adventure where every encounter can shape your path.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
Exodus puts you in the role of Traveler June Aslan, a salvager searching the galaxy for ancient celestial technology that could save humanity. Every mission across distant worlds is shaped by time dilation, meaning years can pass at home while you're away, changing the future with every return. Powerful companions, evolving enemies, and difficult choices drive a story where your decisions echo across generations.
Salvaging scraps just to get by.
Child of Orion, fulfill the purpose for which you were crafted, and seize your destiny.
Our world is dying. You are the only one who can wield celestial tech and find a cure. Well, that's terrifying. With the right ship and the right crew, you could save all of us.
I was on an alien world. Felt like I was finally doing what I was made for.
Thank you, June.
We are the defenders of Leiden's future. And we will fight to protect it.
The fight for survival has consequences. How far are you willing to venture? How much are you willing to sacrifice to save your world?
Damn, kid. No pressure there.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin takes place in a dark future where Michelangelo is the last surviving turtle. Carrying the weapons and memories of his fallen brothers, he hunts those responsible for destroying his family. Fast and brutal combat mixes with emotional flashbacks that reveal the pain behind his mission. Every battle pushes him closer to the final confrontation that will decide the future of the Turtle legacy. Stellar Blade Blood Rain continues the fight for Earth after the events of the first story, with a new heroine named Evie taking center stage against the ever-present Naytiba threat. New enemies, fresh mysteries, and high-speed battles build on the original while expanding the post-apocalyptic setting. Shift Up is publishing this chapter itself, aiming for a multi-platform release, though an official launch date has not yet been announced.
I must
listening.
The Scarlet Sin. That's the beginning and end of it all. How about you try taking a hit?
You're acting a little strange today.
Oh yeah? It's our first mission in a while. Aren't you a little excited?
Stop saying weird things.
Okay, take it easy.
Quiet. They're moving.
Initiating C3 sync. Ready, Angel.
Roger, Kenna. Tracking.
출입문 닫습니다. Doors closing. How's it looking out there?
I can't stand crowds. It'd be better for both of us if we got out of here quickly.
In the movies, this is always where things go wrong.
Hey.
Well, just saying. It's a cliche. Wait, the target stopped.
Hearken! The false rain shall cease! In the name of the Father!
Stranger Than Heaven begins with Makoto Dato leaving America for Japan after losing everything, searching for a place to belong through 5 different eras of modern history. Brutal street fights stand alongside a unique showman system where he creates musical performances by collecting sounds and recruiting talented performers. Every chapter brings new hardships, changing cities, and life-changing choices that shape his search for a future.
ヤクザも帰る場所のない連中が生きていけるそんな場所があったらいいって思わねえかねえだろそんなのだから作るんだよ俺たち自身で
That right there, that's the Japan you've been dreaming about.
This is Japan.
Stranger than heaven. Back streets walking on the edge of the night.
道聞きたいです。
Just what are we trying so hard to protect? 歌を食い物にして蒼天堀の帝王なんて呼ばれてそれでできた居場所ってのも俺の欲しかったものなんでしょうか
What's your story? Just a poem for the Yakuza. Some things never change.
親分よろしくお願いいたします
Obsessing over one man's death. That's no way to live a life.
I know, but I can't just leave it alone. If I don't settle this, my
my life can ever begin. Nice to know you're not scared.
What's a man gotta do for a little peace and quiet?
Remember my promise, yeah?
兄さんたち変わってんな。
弱気な男じゃけ。
怖い顔してますよ、社長。
弱気まやさんした。
We could always just make our own country. It's the only choice we got. Our only way forward is to make a place for ourselves. That settles it, Makoto. If this country won't accept us, we'll carve out our own right from underneath it. Join the fun. It's our homecoming after all.
So long, America! This is my home, and nothing's gonna change that!
Gen Atlas places you on a silent, abandoned planet where an unnamed traveler searches for answers without any memory of how they arrived there. A giant robotic companion helps solve puzzles, restore massive machines, and overcome towering obstacles across a mysterious landscape. Firearms add a new layer to the adventure, while vast structures, shifting environments, and hidden secrets slowly uncover the truth behind this strange world. Guns of Eschaton throws you into an apocalyptic Wild West, where a lone gunslinger fights through cursed lands filled with monsters, twisted myths, and forgotten legends on a desperate journey home. Every bullet counts as careful gunplay. Occult powers and enemy knowledge become the key to survival. Build your own fighting style, uncover the truth behind the burning, and face horrors that grow deadlier with every mile across the frontier.
reason it did not touch her.
Hallelujah.
Star Wars. The Old Republic lets you forge your own path in the Star Wars galaxy more than 3,000 years before the films, choosing to fight as a Jedi, Sith, bounty hunter, smuggler, or other iconic heroes. Every class features its own fully voiced story with choices that shape your destiny. Explore dozens of planets, build alliances, master your preferred combat style, and take part in massive battles across an ever-expanding galaxy.